All right, year end. Time to sit by the campfire and sing nice songs.
You know, I actually know this song.
Of course, because you were a scout.
Yeah, I mean, those were interesting times. I mean, the part I liked about being a scout was getting all the badges. You know, scouts, you get a badge for knowing this. You get a badge for knowing how to tie knots. You get a badge for, I don't know, all sorts of things. I remember all my recesses, right? I'd go to the teacher in charge. I want to take this quiz. Yeah. I want to tie these knots. I want to do this, build that, you know.
They either loved you or hated you, I'm sure. I think the Girl Guides have that same ambition as well. In fact, shall we confirm it now, Arnold? Because we have both the Super Girl Guide and the Super Scout on the line to chat with us. And we're talking because yesterday, President Halimah Yacob gave out awards to the most outstanding Girl Guides and Venture Scouts. So they still have a huge place in our society today. Desmond Chong is Chief Commissioner of the Singapore Scout Association. We spoke once, Desmond. It's lovely to have you back. How are you?
Hi, Yasmin. Good morning. It's good to be back.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Kote Ewan is Chief Commissioner of Girl Guides Singapore. Welcome to the show, Ewan.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, so we're going to ask you the most basic of questions. What's the difference between a scout and a girl guide? I mean, we know, in my time anyway, there were a lot of similarities. In fact, they were like the counterparts. Is it still the same? Let me ask you, Ewan.
Yes, we still share many similar values. I mean, Girl Guides and Scouts, we share the same founder, Lord Baden-Powell, and I think it was at the Crystal Rally Palace in South London where, the girls attempted to join in the rally, and that's how Girl Guides all started. But then I think in Singapore, we do run different programs, and our centers around a spiral core comprehensive 5-point program, personal and social development, home, community, outdoor, and international. So I think in the program itself, we have varied a little bit, and I'm sure Desmond can add on.
Right. All right, Desmond, let me ask you then. When I was a scout, I learned some basic life skills. I learned how to clean. I learned how to tie knots. I picked up the badges along the way. I went out to do some work during jobs week. Are those things still, applicable to what a scout does? And are youngsters interested in knowing all that?
Hey, Arno, yes. In fact, this is some of the things that we still continue to do as part of our youth program. Like Ewan mentioned, we're very similar, and we're actually centered around what we call a non-formal value-based educational experience. So some of those things that you mentioned earlier are really out there to help build character and resilience in our young people. So of course, some of the modes have changed. Of course, we're talking about technology and the kind of thing that young people are interested in.
Yep.
So we do tweak our program to make sure
do they still learn how to tie knots?
Yes, they do. And it's part of
right.
something wider called the pioneering experience, right? Which we really want to emulate, some of the early pioneers in the Western frontier.
So there's still tent building, setting up of tents, fire, starting fires for campfires and that sort of thing. All those things are still there?
Yes, we do. And the great outdoor is really one of our most preferred mode of, the classroom experience.
Okay. But the landscape of Singapore, I'd argue, is somewhat different. I mean, we value things like coding, advanced math, robotics. In fact, these are all the very, very popular CCAs today. How do you guys compete with CCAs like this? And when parents want their kids to go somewhere, is it Scouts, Girl Guides, or these hip topics? Ewan, would you like to take this?
Sure. I think it's true. We do face a lot of competition from the other CCAs in the other schools. But people do appreciate that the uniform groups, whether it's the Guides, the Scout, that, we are part of the non-formal education. And, there's a lot of things that they can learn outside of the classroom. We also recently embarked on community guiding, and this has encouraged many girls to join us, even though they don't have guiding as a CCA. And we do have a significant number of brownies, those in primary school who continue to join the Girl Guides. And Kamia, one of the PGA awardees who will be on your show later,
yes,
she's really one such example, right? She was a brownie and she attained the top award, the Chief Commissioner Badge Award, and now she's gone on to the PGA. So I think, there is still an attraction to the uniform group despite all this heavy competition.
And very quickly, Yi-Wen, we know that young people these days are very, very interested in sustainability, climate change. Is this something that's incorporated into what Girl Guides do in school these days?
Yes, it is. We focus on the 4 SDGs, which is the 3 for good health and well-being, 5 for gender equality, 10 for reduced inequality, and 13 for climate action. So one of our recipients recently initiated the Project Lilac, which was really a platform in providing women with a voice and to support women who are victims of domestic abuse. So they rolled out newsletters, information posts via their Instagram page, and even started a fundraiser, and all their proceeds went on to raise funds for AWARE as well.
Sounds
so
amazing.
I think,
Desmond,
yes,
sorry,
right.
We're running out of time. I'm going to get to you, Desmond. Got a minute. What's 2023 like for the Scouts?
Yeah, we're going to continue to our activities in the Diamond Jubilee Challenge. So earlier this year, we launched a series of activities to prepare our young people for Singapore's Diamond Jubilee in 2025. So they centered around things like citizenship, the environment, around the SDG, diversity and inclusion. So we want to continue to do that so that we can excite our young people and, of course, at the same time, get them thinking about how they can contribute to creating the better world that we all
Fantastic.
look forward to.
Okay, Desmond and Ewan, thank you both very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thanks, Anna.
Take care.
Desmond Chong, Chief Commissioner, the Singapore Scout Association, and Kote Ewan, who is Chief Commissioner of the Girl Guides Singapore.